Success doesn't just happen overnight. Success doesn't just happen overnight. Why am I saying success doesn't just happen overnight? The reason I'm saying success doesn't just happen overnight is the same reason why I'm going to tell you that it is not that easy to win a jackpot. It is not that easy to win a lottery. It is not that easy to win a lottery. It is not that easy to win a jackpot. So, what really determines success? Personally, I think it is discipline, determination, self-belief, blind self-belief, ambition, and just letting things happen. You can't control where you land, but you can control the inputs you get. And considerably, there is a theory that tries to predict this. It is known as cause and effect. Most people call them laws, but personally I call them theories because I think life is so unpredictable and you may land where you didn't expect to land. So it is quite fair for me to call it a theory and not a law. If you have never encountered this theory or law or cause of an effect, let me give you a glimpse into its fundamentals. The law states that what you plant is what you sow. Every event, every effect has a cause. It is quite true, logically it's quite true to but I strongly believe the world is not that logical. There are some things that happen that we don't have explanations for. So we cannot say that this theory it is a law, because it does not always work out. Because humans are unpredictable, nature is unpredictable. It is sunny outside. Today's on a Tuesday, 23rd December, but it might start raining all of a sudden. So you can't predict what nature does, and that depends on the time. Okay, people might say that it depends on the time frame. Some things might take effect immediately. Others may take a while to happen. So that means they are going to contradict each other. Let's say you gave someone some money, you helped someone, and then you got into a car accident. Was that accident directly linked to you giving out money? No, I don't think so. But maybe it is something that you did a long time ago. So this system is not that predictable, and it is not that you cannot predict this cause and effect because the time frame is not linear. So Does the things that you do on a daily basis help you get to where you want to be? Yes, they will. The way you present yourself, the way you think of yourself, the way you actually... The most interesting thing is that you are who you pretend to be. And most people don't know this strong phrase. You are who you pretend to be. Come to think about it, the persona that people present out to the world, it is just an acting. That is why it's called a persona. A persona means a mask which actors wear when they are going to act. So it is all about acting. The first few days the president was elected, he did not know how to be a president until he had enough time to realize how to manage people. But the first few days and the first few weeks, he had to pretend to be the president of Kenya. He had advisors, people around him trying to guide him on how he will do things. But basically, right now, he has been in power for more than 4 years, and he has seen ups and downs, and he can clearly stand in front of people, in front of a community in the western areas, and say that he is the president of Kenya. He is here to present Kenya, as I am here to present Evans. So in this lifetime, it is easier, it is much possible to win a lottery than to be born. Sio rahisi kuzaliwa kwako ilikuwa, just think we are 8 billion people in this planet, and kama mama yako angeenda na mtu mwingine, wewe haungezaliwa. So na kama ungekuwa wa kwanza ama wa pili, ama kuna kitu fulani ingefanyika, haungezaliwa. That is the probability and possibilities you have to calculate in order to understand the chances it took for you to appear on this planet. And once you are here, you think that you had to exist in the first place. First of all, you are a damn accident. Accidents do happen. That is nature. You are a damn accident. Then why do you think that you had to impress certain people, or you had to do certain things? No, you didn't. You didn't have to do that. It is easier to win a lottery than to be born, because the chances are to win a lottery, the chances are 1 in 200 million, 300 million, or maybe 500 million. And out of 500 million, you are going to win a lottery. Let's say you play the lottery for 500 million times, you are possibly going to win the lottery at some point. But to be born, to exist, it is 1 in a trillion, 1 in 400 trillion. That is a lie. That is a damn large big number that you had to knock in order to exist. So what is success? Success is personal. It all depends on who you were born and what are the values you have collected all along your entire life. What do you value? Success comes from happiness. What gives you happiness? Profit doesn't mean that when people talk about profit, it all comes down to either someone did business. Yeah, they all tie to the same thing. In order to sell something to someone, it must bring them happiness, and you must gain happiness in return. Let's say You are a salesman and you are selling a car and getting a profit of 3,000 shillings. And the person who's buying the car is losing 3,000 shillings and gaining a car. So everyone gets to win. This is a positive sum game. People who play status sum game are the ones who are playing the what the fuck? People who are playing status game are playing a zero sum game. This is where you have in order to win, someone has to lose. But in creating value and playing a positive sum game, you can both benefit. Okay. Yeah, you might say that the client who's buying that car is very much will be very much happy to keep the car and the 3,000 shillings. Yeah, true. But remember, we are in a world where resources are limited. We have limited resources. That comes down to time, energy, property, and what else? I don't know. Whatever you think, you can add it to that list. So these resources are limited. That is why he can't have both things. And if he had both things, wouldn't he be happy? I don't think so. Because when you try to study hedonic treadmill, it means that kila kitu iko na high and low, but it all comes back to a certain equilibrium, a certain average. Like hakuna kitu kama happiness. You can't be happy all your entire life. It comes down to hedonic treadmill. Like happiness ni kitu inaenda juu tena irudi chini. No. Tuseme kama ulikuwa unataka kununua ndege. Wakati ushanunua ndege, utabambika, you will have happiness. But after some time, utarudi back to your normal stage. No. Until sasa kwanzia hapo tena utaanza kutafuta another something yenye ita stimulate that happiness. Pia unaweza kaa sad, ukikaa sad at some point inafaa ishe. Wakati sasa the mentality yenye people have been given is that these emotions ziko permanent, and that is a complete lie, because this lie has been spread by the mainstream for propaganda, kwa juu ya propaganda na vitu zingine zenye zina benefit some given agenda, which I won't go into detail on this video. This water is sweeter. Sweeter. So is it possible to be successful? Kama utaka successful, who was meant to be successful? But before you venture into that success, you have to really understand yourself and understand what the word success mean to you. Because success is so personal, success is so subjective, and what another man may call success, another man may call it bullshit. Check it. So it all comes down to your personal preferences and what you decide to be an achievement in your life. Tuseme kama example ya gari. No. So this client mwenye amenunua gari anaweza sema ako successful kwa sababu ashanunua gari. No. And this salesman yeye kwake pia yeye anaweza sema ako successful jo amegain 3,000 shillings kutoka kwa umse. It all depends ni nini unahitaji kufanya. No. So hii gari ilikuwa much more important kwa client na hii pesa ilikuwa much more important kwa this salesman. That means these people can exist on the same can exist on the same environment with the same conditions, but have different definitions of the term success and achievement. Tuseme kama uko kwa Highland na uko peke yako, au uhitaji kucompete na msee yote na uko na resources zote zenye unahitaji kwa hii maisha, what will you call success? What utadetermine success ni nini? That is the first thing you have to ask yourself in order to start to understand your purpose ni gani kwa hii maisha. Purpose inaweza kaa different. Purpose inaweza kaa different according to your own beliefs. But kama in the first place hauko izaliwa na belief, tuseme think about religion. Kuna mtu mwenye anasema Christianity is the real deal. Christianity is the real deal. Na mtu mwenye amezaliwa tuseme kama ni Somalia, maisha yake yote amejua Islam ndio the real deal. So hizi vitu ziko subjective, like ni subjective, ni chenye kila mtu atakubali ni yake, like ni ukweli wake. Do you think that mtu mwenye amezaliwa Somalia na akalelewa Somalia na hajaisoma Biblia hakona makosa ya kuzaliwa huko, so ataenda kwa moto? So like unajua some things you have to think logically, na zina make perfect sense if ukijaribu kuziangalia utakam up with the conclusion yenye unasema yeah, exactly, now these people wanna make sense. No, but the problem is watu ni waoga, watu hawataki kuquestion chenye wana believe, as in theory kuquestion ni mbaya, but hawataki kugundua chenye wanaamini ni uongo, like inaitwa confirmation bias. So it is ni ile wakati una support your previous beliefs na chenye unajua.